Meeting. The screen look different from yours, but it's loading. Let's see what's going on. Meeting. Hey, we are live. The screen look different from yours, but it's loading. Let's see
Okay, cool.
what's
So
going
we live on a
on.
page.
Hey, we are live. Yes, please. The screen look different from yours, but let's
Okay,
see.
cool. So
Yeah.
we live.
Hey, we are live. Yes, please. Yes, Cash, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Perfect. We are live on YouTube. Let's get it. Let's see what's going on with this background here. Of course, now's the time it wants to act up.
Live, live, live. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. We are talking about face versus faceless. Let
That
us let
part.
us know. Let us know in the comments. So what do y'all think about face channels versus faceless channels? Let's see what the people think. Let's see what the people think.
Drop it in the comments. Let us know. What do you think about faceless versus face marketing? And how does it make you feel inside? I know for a fact, faceless marketing, people run to it nowadays because they see other people successful with it. And it gives you that sense, that feeling that you can really just produce at your own will because your face isn't tied to it. But like, shouldn't you be able to do that anyway? I mean, I love the fact that you can create a platform, a vibe, a community, a connection off faceless marketing. I think it is genius and it's been going on for decades. So now that we're picking it up, or people are picking it up, it's a good thing to capitalize on and at least, in my own opinion, at least have one faceless brand that you got going that you can always revert back to and just be able to express yourself in that manner for sure.
Exactly. You definitely want to make sure that you understand the difference between the two, which we're going to be breaking it down today to let y'all know what the difference is. Does it matter? Is it important? And where should you start with when it comes to face versus faceless? And does face have impact or not? And I do see some different comments. So I'm seeing like a 50-50 over here, Jasmine. I see people think that faceless channels do better. Face channels do better, and other people are saying in the comments that it doesn't matter as long as the content is good. Um, and that you can have success in either or, which I agree. I think that you can be successful with a faceless channel versus a face channel, depending on the delivery of it. Because I think everything is all about content. So I've seen both. I do think that having a face channel does bring more connectivity because, it's just something about when people see you, but it doesn't negate the fact that you're still able to make money, monetize, and uh, create 6, 7 figures off of faces channels because we see it and we see it every single day, right? Like people are making money every day from not showing their face online. And I see it happening time and time again. And like you said, Jasmine Ruby, it's not anything new. It's just that the way people have gone about doing it they have gotten creative. So just to name like a few different types of like channels, and then like we could go into like, what you believe, Jasmine, because she's the YouTube expert, uh, are like the best niches or industry types. So a lot of things that I see for a Faceless channel is I see like a lot of Faceless channels on like gaming, on entertainment, music industry, and now I'm starting to see a lot of AI Faceless channels as well. So, oh, in finance too, right? Like a lot of just kind of like tutorial based screen sharing type channels. Those are some of the top ones. And I think I said music already that I've seen for Faceless channels. So let me know, what are your thoughts on what are some of the top Faceless channels you've seen? Um, Jasmine, on YouTube that does well.
Yeah, for sure. The faceless channels, honestly, when it comes to YouTube, it's really dependent upon how much time you put into the video because a faceless channel on YouTube can really do numbers, but you have to be consistent, you have to be accurate, and you have to provide value at every second, every 5 seconds, every 10 seconds, especially if it's a long form video. I know that like challenges or using like a certain product, a faceless channel about a product really does well. Also, faceless channels about like finance in the retrospect that you are teaching someone course-wise and they're learning, not necessarily wanting to sell, helping them fix their finances, but more so them understanding what the finance is about. So that course learning does well, faceless, especially when it's a doodle, right? Because it's being drawn out. So there's a verbal representation, there's a visual representation, and also a lot of kid faceless channels work really well. So, for example, like TV shows, cartoons, different things that can be recapped or done in a like a revision type of way. Those type of videos do really well, especially because all kids do nowadays is stay on their tablet. And you're not necessarily going to market that the videos are for kids, but you'll definitely be able to pull a large audience in a faceless niche that really just provides entertainment to a certain group or a certain type of viewer that continues to binge watch your channel. So those are like the top ones that we see on YouTube specifically. There are other ones like ASMR and different things like that that do well on like Instagram and TikTok because they're more of a shorter platform to capitalize on that. But when it comes to YouTube, those long forms of the TV shows and the recaps and the specific course teaching, those do really, really, really well. So,
Oh, I'm so glad you brought that up because what is the name? What's the name of that lady that has a kid channel now? I think hers is like Faces, but I know didn't she get like a deal recently with Netflix?
oh yeah, that was Miss Rachel. Miss Rachel isn't faceless though.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's not Faceless, but
Miss
it's a
Rachel
kid's
isn't faceless.
channel.
But
Hmm.
yeah, she definitely is making multi-millions a month. And she did exactly, she just signed with Netflix. So, and I know for example, firsthand, my niece, she can't get enough of that lady. Like, I'm like, y'all, and some people, it just pops. So the only way for it to pop for you is if you get started, to be honest.
Yeah, so it's safe to say that those different Faceless channels that you just mentioned, they could also do well on the face side. What do you think are some of the biggest factors um as it pertains to like the outperformance of like a face channel versus a face is like what makes people more attractive to the face channel because for me, what I would like to say is I'm a visual person, so I like to watch channels that show like what you just explained, Jasmine Ruby, like how to do something. Because like I know we call it like YouTube University, right? And so when I'm coming online, my preference and it's not about really face versus faceless, like it's about the content and the information. Is like I love how to do something. So I don't care for uh like people talking, and I know like in formal context it's like talk head videos because I don't get nothing out of it if I can't see anything. So does anybody feel that way as well? Let us know in the comments. So for me, I like a specific type of category of a channel when I'm looking at it. And I've seen both faceless channels do really well with this and semi face. And when I say that, meaning like, how you could like share your screen and you could show yourself, like at the bottom as you're sharing your screen. Is that considered a face channel? What is that considered, Jasmine Ruby? Like if I'm not really doing like talk head all the way, like, full body full on the screen or like, half on the screen, but I'm just kind of like showing like a loom style video throughout most of my stuff, like more so demos and tutorials. What is that considered a face channel?
That's definitely gonna be it would be considered still a face channel because it is for you're gonna have your face in it even though it is just smaller or on a different part of the screen. But the
Mm-hmm.
video type will be more so of like tutorial how to, so it wouldn't just be categorized as a face channel.
Nice. Okay, that's good to know. Yeah, so that's my favorite type. So I guess there we have it. So it could be both face and or faceless for that category type. So that's what I like the most. But some people do like like videos of people talking. What's your preference? Do you enjoy videos of people talking?
It really just depends on the topic, honestly. When it comes to videos, I do enjoy a visual representation if I'm learning, but more so like I like when people are they're speaking, so it's a talk head video, but there are graphics that pop up, right? And if they're speaking about a certain list or a certain charts or any references, like those things pop up along the way. I don't like a video that is just all share the screen, and I don't like a video that is just all talk. It has to be a mixture to keep my attention just because I want to remain like a surprise element almost.
Nice.
Um yeah, that's definitely would be my cup of tea. It's definitely a mixture of both. So that way there's no, okay, I already know what's coming next.
I like that. Yeah, no, that's good. Does anybody else here like a mixture? So that's good. So that's like mixing in both. And these are really good like points because this really is what makes up like the elements of a good channel, right? Like whether it's face or faceless, like some of those different things that you point out. So like when you refer and when you're saying like people who are on this, like that are talking, things are popping up. You mean like graphics, right? That people might show. So like if I'm talking about, let's say like something financial and I'm just like telling you about it, you might like display like a formula on the screen, right? Is that what you're saying?
Exactly.
Okay.
The
Yeah.
formula on the screen, and then even like um then let's say you do an example with the person, right? So then you have the example written out. And so that way it incorporates just both feelings of, even if there wasn't a face there, you're still understanding what's going on, but having the face there is like, all right, it's also easier to vet it being credible.
Nice. And earlier you mentioned a doodle channel. Did you want to break down what makes that so well? And is that faceless?
Yeah, that's a good question. So when it comes to your faceless marketing versus the face marketing, your face marketing is more so you are the star of the show. And so you have to really take the time to make sure that the video that you're creating is of value. When it comes to the faceless videos, it's more so of keeping the attention, right? The value still matters, but the attention has to be there because now there's no focal point. There's no one focal point. And so when you do a doodle video is if somebody was drawing or typing out or mapping out um what it is that you're saying, and so it provides somebody with a visual representation. Now you can have your picture in the same video of a doodle video, but successful doodle videos that we've seen, channels that we've seen, are completely faceless, in which there is a script that is written out that's going to provide this transformation at the end. And the doodle literally depicts and represents um, almost everything that is being said. So that way it's new pop ups every word, every sentence for that video. And so, literally, as you hear somebody doodling in their notebook or doodling in their book, that's exactly what that video looks like. And it really does well, especially with those who like to learn at a pace where they can visually see what's going on, and then they can also write as they go, because the things that are being written can now also be written for them in their own notes for them to understand in their own ways, instead of a talk head video where somebody is speaking about something but you're still kind of putting your own interpretation on what they're saying. A doodle more so gives it to you straight exactly what it is that the video is supposed to give you.
I like that. So that brings me to, and this is something separate, but I wonder how like a channel like this. So like of course, I like the arts and different things like that. So what about a channel where people is like it's not well, because like you said, doodles, you're drawing, but what if it's a channel of me like actually drawing like on like either on screen like on a whiteboard or on a like an iPad or something like that. What do you think the success like is that something good that people would be into? Like, I mean, it's not like a doodle, but it is like of someone that's actually drawing live different things.
Mm. Yeah, I actually had experience with a channel that was just all shorts, and it was a short channel, but they were physically drawing, and they were teaching them how to draw, like, abstract things or birds or clouds or fruit, different things like that. And that channel did really well. So it really is just about either the skill, the how to, the message that you want to come across. Is it more so you're drawing to show somebody how to? So you have a longer video that is slower, but then you may speed it up for the short so that way they can go see your long form video. Or is it more so that you're drawing just for the aesthetic and you have good music, and you're speaking about what the painting or the drawing is actually doing, or there's a poem or there's a song or anything over it. It really just depends on your creativity and what you're choosing to do. But that drawing aspect, it really is visual. Like when we say being on YouTube is it's good to have your sound correct, but it's also imperative for you to have your visual representation correct, because if somebody is not visually attracted to what it is that is going on in the video, that plays 1/3 of the role in them staying or leaving.
Wow, that's so good. I love that. So for all the so for all the individuals out there now that you have some more context on faceless versus face and what industry, let us know. Let us know in the comments what industry are you in and what type of channel are you looking to explore or most likely attracted to? Because of course, inside of DMU, Digital Millionaire University, we talk about both aspects and what it takes, like you said, to be successful on both. Would you say, Jasmine, as we wrap up, would you say is it easier to be a face channel or faceless? What are your thoughts on that?
Damn, the word easier.
Because I see that in the comments. I see that people are like, it's easier to do a faceless channel, but I'm like, I don't know about that.
Damn, easier? I would say honestly, both is gonna require work. Bro, both requires effort. And like some people do, like you said, they get it misconstrued because they think that because now it's a faceless channel that they don't have to do as much work because they're physically not having to make the videos themselves. But when you do a faceless channel, you have to vet that script. You have to vet the information. You have to make sure that it is twice more attractive than a face channel because there's no tie, there's no person to it. So it has to be something that people are either talking about, trending, interested in, like right away. So I would say easier. Well, I don't like that word easier. It's not giving. The word easier is not giving for me. But what I will say is if you are if you have more time to film, right, to sit there and make a film schedule, then having a face channel is going to be good and more simple for you. But if you don't have the time to film yourself, but you know that you have great ideas and a great like a great vision for your channel that you can now put in like a AI software or hire somebody to have their visual skills be represented, then the faceless channel is going to be better for you. So, and y'all can let us know too if y'all want to know about the AI tools that we get into that could also help you with your marketing, face or faceless. Just let us know in the comments below and we'll come back and give that to y'all the following week because we know that whether you do face or faceless, it's gonna require effort. It's gonna require time and it's gonna require you to be creative because at the end of the day, marketing is not just for yourself, but it's for the audience that you are serving and helping. And so if you can serve and help someone in the way that they are either entertained, that they connect and fall in love, or it reminds them of something that they go through, those different feelings and different emotions, that is just how you're going to be a great online digital marketer. And so figuring out what that convenience looks like in your schedule is what is going to make it easier for you. But I will say when it comes to services, and if you're selling services that have to do with personal information or just dabbling into getting to know your audience on a specific relatable level, then you're going to want to have a face channel because your audience is going to want to connect with you deeper than just quotes or doodles or pictures or documentaries of other things with the voiceover. They're going to want to know who Jillian is. They're going to want to know who Caden is. They're gonna want to know who Allison is, right? All of y'all in the comments. So you want to make sure that you are number one, understanding your industry and your niche, right? Doing the research and seeing if there are even other faceless channels that are doing that, or if they're face channels, are they successful? Why are they successful? Doing that research first, which is what we teach in Digital Millionaire University, is always going to be number one. And then being able to decide thus after that how that fits into your schedule, how that fits into your passion, your creativity is ultimately what's going to drive it home. Should you go faceless or should you be a face channel?
I love that. So it's safe to say that starting a faceless brand or a face brand is not a get rich overnight.
Absolutely not.
Even though we see that online marketed over and over again, like, oh, start a faceless channel, and get rich overnight, right? Like that was like the trend for 2024. And we saw it time and time again. And then you see people get on. So real quick, as we wrap up, what do you think? And I'll say, and I'll follow up as well. What do you think are what are the tools that people need, like the top tools that people need to be successful, and not like software tools, because I know, like you said, we'll come back and talk about the marketing, the following week, because we do this bi-weekly, everybody that's out there, bi-weekly, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard. uh what are the top things that people need, like for Faces channel? Do you need a good laptop? Do you need a camera? Like, what are the things that people, if they wanted to get started today, that are the top things that they need, like no questions asked?
For the face channel or the faceless channel or
For
both?
both. Mm-hmm.
Um, no questions asked. You definitely want to have a community that is going to help you because it gets rough. Starting out, you could be doing something one day and then the next day it feels like there's an end to it. So especially for YouTube, because it happened to me firsthand, having a community or an environment that keeps you going is what is going to reassure you that you are good. When one of your video hits 1,000 views, another video hits 10,000 views, and then another video hits 2 views, because it happens. And so having that environment, having like an expert that can let you know, all right, this is what you can do, this is what you can change, this is what we would maybe tweak, or even having a group, an environment that's going to be like, hey, I think this would be more attractive because this looks better, or this doesn't look as attractive as this, testing your thumbnails, different things like that. That's going to be the number one thing. And then when it comes to your actual video and your creation, is thinking of the idea first. So everything is literally starting from your environment and your thought process, and then the tools and all the special softwares that allow you to organize your script, your thumbnail, that comes afterwards. But knowing that you have the environment to help your idea come alive, that is going to be the first thing. And then the tools and the software, like especially Canva, using ChatGPT, having your own personalized one, which is what DMU gets into as well. Like those things are crucial because it allows you to create something one time and at a repetitive and a personal level. So that way, every time you go back to it, it just grows and grows and grows, expands in the actual personality that you want it to. So now these tools are actually becoming your team. They're becoming your staff. They're becoming your employee to make everything more simple of a process. So that's exactly what I would say. First, get the environment. Second, cultivate that idea, visualize it, speak about it, formulate it, and then go and get the tools that you can now personally personally make into your own team, your own staff, your own editor, your own graphic designer, and then you'll be good to go.
Got it. So you heard it here. It's not even about some of those things. I see people looking at it like it's just simple, have the right community, because, and I would add to that is like, you want to have consistency, right? Like, and that's what the community helps with as well, because like you just mentioned, Jasmine, that's so good. One day you might have 1,000 views, the next day you might have 10,000, and then you might have two, and now you're like, whoa, and you know, I would say also is like you said, just having like you said, that script for lack of better words, like knowing what it is that you want to do and not being all over the place, which goes back to being consistent. So yeah, like that is so perfect, which is all the things we talk about inside of Digital Millionaire University. So for everybody live, we want to invite you to our upcoming masterclass that we have coming up on March 3rd at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which will be in the description, right? We want to see y'all so y'all could be live with us again. And we'll be breaking this down on a much deeper level as it pertains to how you can, monetize your skill set in today's market with YouTube being your primary channel, media sourced channel.
Absolutely. So y'all let us know what you're gonna decide with. Are you going faceless? Are you going face channel? And definitely meet us next Monday so we can dive in deeper and actually get you started. These calls, these lives, these programs aren't just talk, right? These are real life things that you can actually do, that we've done, that we've helped other people do. So know that it is all possible for you, y'all.
Absolutely. We'll see y'all on Monday.
See you Monday.